I'd like to call the Marion County Board of Education meeting to order. We have 3 student ambassadors here with us this afternoon, Ms. Leah Thompson and Carolyn Reed and Caitlin Farmer, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And after they get through, they will say a few words. And after we do the Pledge of Allegiance, we'll remain standing for a moment of silence.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and please have a seat. So the floor is now turned over to student ambassadors.
I'll go first. Hi, again, my name is Leah Thompson. I'm a senior at Marion County High School. This is my 2nd year as a student ambassador, and I am the vice chair on the executive council. One thing I'm really excited about that has been going on at the high school is a couple weeks ago we took over 130 students to the Beta Convention. And I was the Kentucky State President this last year, so that was really exciting. We took the 8 Chinese foreign exchange students there, and it was interesting and exciting. But that's one thing that was definitely very fun. Carly Mattingly, who's a junior, ran for vice president. Sadly, we did not get that, but it was a very good experience for everyone. I'd recommend it for any children that are looking forward to doing that their junior year. One thing as student ambassadors that we are very excited about that's coming up is our Young Leaders Conference. That is going to be March 12th from 8 to 1. And that is, there's 10 students from every middle school and elementary school coming. So 60 students that are going to have this day-long leadership training camp kind of thing. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to have a luncheon. It's going to be very proper and etiquette. So we're excited for that.
Hi, my name is Caroline Reed. I'm a junior at Marion County High School, and this is actually my 1st year as a student ambassador. And one thing I'm really excited about that's going on at Marion County High School right now is our ACT Blitz program. And what that is the juniors will take the ACT as a class in March, and so we have classes that are available for the juniors during the day, maybe 2 to 3 days a week that we go to, and we focus on specific focus areas that we need help in to improve our scores and further our some of the criteria on the test. So it's really good to help us to go to each of those classes, and I really think that our ACT scores are going to improve this year, so I'm really excited about that.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Farmer. I'm a junior at Marion County High School. This is my 1st year as being a student ambassador, and the Next Gen Lab is a great opportunity for all students, and you can take online dual credit classes during the day at school, and this is my 1st year doing this, but I love it. It's a great opportunity to get ahead in college.
Thank you all so
Thank
much.
you.
Okay, the first item on the agenda, the next item on the agenda is the amended agenda. We have a motion to amend. Motion by Jerry Evans, second by Delaney Kingston. Any questions, comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. Ayes have it, no opposition. We're going to take a brief recess at this point here. The Finance Corporation has a meeting of its own, and so I'm waiting for Ms. Osborne to. Mr. President, I'm sorry. Another poor hand. The pull up the agenda for the Finance Corporation. Okay. I need a motion to recess the meeting.
I move that we recess to convene the special call finance corporation meeting.
I second.
Motion by Mr. Knight, second by Rich Cecil. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. to call the meeting to order for the Marion County Public School District Finance Corporation meeting, February 11, 2016. Need a motion to open the meeting.
Motion to open.
Open, made Jerry Evans, second by, I'll second the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, like sign. The first item on the agenda is consider approval of declaring surplus property for West Marion Elementary School turn lane. There's a public attachment, it's a deed of conveyance what it is.
I would move that we approve the, and declare surplus 3.397 acres for a turn lane at West Marion.
Motion by Mr. Caitlin Reeves, need a second.
Second.
Second by Jerry Evans. Any discussion?
This was done, as I understand, Ms. Slosher, in conjunction with the Transportation Cabinet for the widening of the road down there and some improvements they're making, and we're going to be conveying them a strip of property so that they can put in an additional turning lane in front of the elementary school.
Right, and that'll be at no cost to the Marion County Public Schools. And
And,
Terry Mills was instrumental in helping make sure that this project,
what's the approximate time frame?
I think they are waiting on us. Is that right, Mr. Spalding? Mr. Gray?
Absolutely. Should be this summer, but no school going on.
Okay. Any other discussion or questions about it? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. Ayes have it, no opposition. Next item on the agenda is consider approval to transfer surplus property to the Commonwealth of Kentucky for West Marion Elementary School turn lane. Public attachment, deed of conveyance.
I so moved.
So moved by Mr. Glenn Kingston,
Second.
second by Mr. Lane, Caitlin Reed. Any discussion of that? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. Ayes have it, no opposition. The motion, need a motion now to adjourn the Finance Corporation meeting.
I move that we adjourn the Finance Corporation meeting.
Motion by Mr. Caitlin Reed, second by Mr. Cecil. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, like sign. Ayes have it. Okay, we're back to reconvene the regular meeting. Need a motion to reconvene. Motion by Mr. Jerry Evans, second by
Second.
Glenn Kingston. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Ayes have it.
Welcome back, everybody.
Do we have some guests coming? That's what these seats are reserved for?
Absolutely. And just haven't arrived yet.
Looks like church.
I'm gonna have only 3 rows next.
Yeah.
Or at least the front, the back 2 will be closer.
Okay, the first item up under communication, the superintendent's report.
Thank you. The first item on my report is leadership. That's the foundation of what we do. We're currently working on 2 book studies, and we're working through those. Our first one is Leadership Isn't for Cowards. Also, 21st Century Learning. We've also had our Leadership Now group. As you all know, we recognize those folks at Calvary. That's our future leaders in the district who are currently employees of Marion County Public Schools. We've had that meeting. We had a meeting scheduled for Tuesday, but our weather interfered with that, so we'll get that made up. So we're excited about that opportunity. Our first focus area is teaching and learning. And I think even though some folks may say that this may not be actually teaching and learning, but I do believe that today, LMS, they had a Kindness Makes a Difference Awareness Week. And as you all can see, I have the t-shirt. You know, if you have the t-shirt, that means you've been there, done that. The student council supported that, and they sent the t-shirt. And today was Wear Your T-Shirt Day, and there was a button day on Tuesday. But again, the weather got in the way of that. So I think that's a very nice way of promoting that to our kids. And they had notes to people and notes to teachers. So I think it's a nice way to start the week back, especially with all the weather that we've had lately. Our second item on teaching and learning is Miss Jane Spalding was recognized at the Chamber of Commerce as Educator of the Year. Very proud of Miss Spalding. She's been in our district 25 years, and it's always nice to have those folks that stay. I know that's one of our goals, is to attract, retain, and recruit teachers and employees. We've had our second round of learning walks.
We were awarded the Toyota Born Learning Grant. I'm sure if you all will recall, for the past couple of years, we've applied for that grant. Ms. Newcomb had that grant at Boston Elementary. She brought that ideal to us. We've applied, and this year together, a group of people came together from Glasscock Elementary, Ms. Spalding and Miss Newcomb and Miss Amy Newton. So,
And we have all of FRCs from.
all the family resource centers, and so what we're excited that, you know, that's something we've applied for this made our 3rd year, and I don't think we applied the very first year. It was just here's an awareness, here's an FYI, so we're very excited to be a part of that. That's another opportunity to have parent meetings for our families, to talk about the value of just what we've got around this room, which learning begins at birth, make sure that we're ready to start school, end with our students being on math and grade level of the 3rd grade, and ensuring that all kids graduate college and career readiness. We were selected to present at the National Migrant Conference. We were the only folks in Kentucky that was selected to participate in that, and Mr. Benningfield's the director there. We've got Elma Simpson, that's a big part of that. So very nice honor for Marion County Public Schools. We have a book bowl planned for April the 18th, Marion County versus Taylor County. I know tonight Marion County plays Taylor County in basketball, but what we need to remember is that we don't compete just in athletics, but you know, our kids are competing academically as well. And so this is just an example of that, and we want to make sure that they can compete after high school as well. Our reading celebration and our community night will follow the book bowl, which will be April the 19th. That'll be at Marion County High School from 5 to 7. And if you all were a part of that last year, it was a huge turnout. It was a very big success. We had lots of people there, lots of participants, face painting, balloons, characters, so it was a lot of fun. So excited to continue to promote reading. Under high expectations, PGES, we always talk about that because that's something that we live with every day. And we've completed our mid-year evaluations, and that is district-wide and county-wide. We're continuing with our site visits. Obviously, what we get really excited about as well is our 6 big dreams. So just to give you an update on those, with our Ready, Set, Grow, Ms. Spalding has a birthday bash planned for our birth to 3-year-olds. We'll be giving all the children a book. We'll be having a parent meeting, and that's actually planned for March the 29th from 5:30 to 6:30. We've also had our 2nd Early Childhood Advisory Committee meeting. Those folks are continuing to be a part of what they want to see in early childhood in Marion County Public Schools. Our universal preschools, we've had our professional learning communities with all of our stakeholders invited, and when I say all stakeholders, we're talking about Head Start, St. A, our daycares, our private, public, everybody's working together. And when we say universal preschool, we know that we don't have the space for everyone, and our preschool may not work out for some folks, but if we all work together and we decide together what every child needs to be ready to start to school, that's the most important thing. So we're making headway on that, slow and steady. This Saturday, we have over-the-top preschool registration. I think if you'll remember last year, Ms. Sharp had that up and going, and it was a huge success, and we're continuing that this Saturday. And that'll be at Glasscock Elementary from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock, and all hands on deck. Anybody that wants to volunteer, I'm sure Ms. Spalding would be glad to have as many hands as possible. When you have 3- and 4-year-olds, lots of 3- and 4-year-olds, it's always nice to have lots of volunteers. With Market, Connect, and Communicate, we just continue to use our student ambassadors in Channel 6. They're on weekly, am I correct with that, Mr. Bigfield? Our Dream Bus is still a work in progress. We're making progress on that. That will debut at our Spring Summit, April the 14th. Our students at the Area Technology Center are working on the cabinets for the bus. So when we talked about project-based learning in our Next Gen Lab, it doesn't stop. It's not just a one and done, it's not just a show. We are going to continue to use our children for project-based learning. This isn't on my superintendent's report, but we've been asked as a district also to present at our co-op in Lexington at CKEC, and that's what we're going to present on. And several of us in the office are going to talk about how we're using our students to make dreams come true, but that our students are doing project-based learning that actually means something to them, and they're helping make our dreams come true. The Area Technology Center has been instrumental in helping make those dreams come true. I've already mentioned April the 14th is our spring summit, so save that date on your calendar. Our one-to-one technology, I hope, for those of you that follow Twitter, you saw all the fantastic posts for our I2 Institute. It was definitely a day of innovation. Marion County Public Schools put on a fantastic conference right here in Lebanon, Kentucky. We didn't travel, didn't spend a lot of money, but we put on a fantastic conference with multiple sessions for multiple people to receive lots of professional development right here in Lebanon. There were so many sessions to pick from that the teachers said we really needed this more than one day because there were only so many sessions I could attend, and there were more sessions that I wanted to attend. And I mean, we had a keynote speaker at the beginning, we had a kiosk out front for questions, folks signed up online, it was a paperless conference, and you know, it was a fantastic conference. We had people here from all over the state presenting. It was a great day.
I've heard more, Laura, not to interrupt you, I've heard more positive feedback from the faculty and staff about that training than anything that we've done in the year that I've been here. I got phone calls, I got emails saying, this is great, we need to do more of this, rather than paying folks to come in from out of town to talk to us about a pre-canned topic. You know, we have a lot of talented people in the community, and walking through and watching, you know, an elementary school teacher from Calgary talking about how she uses iPads in her classroom, to, you know, folks that we brought in from somewhere else to talking about Google Docs and those sorts of things. It was, I didn't get to stay as long as I would have liked, but it was a very well-received PD session for you folks.
Well, there was a whole lot of folks in this room that were instrumental in doing the planning. It was a group effort, and it turned out fantastic. And you know, that's what happens when you have a vision, and then you have a plan, and then everybody works together and you make it happen. And it's one thing for, I mean, if I can sit up here and say something was great, but when you all hear that response, that means it really was. And the nice part about that is they've asked for additional training this summer. And actually, somewhere on this piece of paper I've got written down is that we already have a professional development plan for Google Classroom for the administrators, instructional coaches, because that, you know, we've got to be the leaders and we've also got to help. So they're already coming back. We have additional Chromebooks, carts and iPad carts for St. Charles and West Marion. Our parents and PTO are kicking in. We're paying half, they're paying half, so that's been a great day. Like I said, additional PD. The high school's already said this is what we want to do this summer. So we've already got folks lined up to come back in to help. Remember, we've got the model classrooms over at the high school. Certain teachers have the carts, and they're going to be a part of that, and then we're bringing people in, so they're very excited. A little update on our next generation dream, because as you all know, there is a next generation of leaders in Marion County. We formed a next gen, basically executive committee. We brought a small group of people together, we've met and we've talked. One of the things they said is, what do you want from us? Because most of the time when you ask people to be on the committee, they think you want something. And you know, basically what we said is, we want you to be our cheerleader. We want you to also tell us what it is that you want our kids to know and be able to do when they leave Marion County High School. And we want you to be our partner. They were very open to that, and it was really just that we needed time. We want you to go with us to visit other places and see how they do it. If there's something we need to do different, we want you to help us with that. If there's things we need to do different that we don't know, we want to hear from you all as the community partners. And I think Mr. Beanfield and Ms. Newcomb were a part of that committee. We had lots of, even though it was a small group, we had the Chamber of Commerce, we had parents, we had county government, we had the media, we had local industry. We had, does that cover everybody? I mean, it was a small group, but we had lots of perspectives to go on it. It was just nice to have a group of people that have a common vision for what they want for their kids, and they're willing to spend their time talking about where we want our kids to be in the future. And I know that you all heard about our Young Leaders Conference, but I'll just invite everyone again. Our Young Leaders Conference is March the 12th at Marion County High School. It's going to be a great day. Mr. Farmer's got a fantastic guest speaker lined up. Am I correct? She's former Miss
Former
Kentucky.
Miss Kentucky, and reality television star.
So we think our young leaders will definitely be impressed. Again, we're having a conference in Lebanon, Kentucky for 60 children right here at home. And of course, they'll get a t-shirt too. So I'm all about a t-shirt. You know, you gotta have the t-shirt. So, graduating all students, college and career ready, 21st century achievers. We have 97 students, college and career ready, and obviously we've got some work to do. We have around 217 students, so we're not exactly where we need to be at this time of the year, but we're all going to put our heads together and continue to work on that. And another positive is our Next Gen Lab. I know you heard our student ambassadors talk about our Next Gen Lab, and for those of you that have not visited the Next Gen Lab at Marion County High School, I would ask you to go, and if you want to, if you need somebody to take you on a tour, I'll be glad to, because if you don't walk in there and get excited about teaching and learning, you're not going to get excited about teaching and learning, because there's all kinds of kids in there learning, and they're doing it in a non-traditional way. And like it or not, education is changing, and we've got to adapt to the times. There's a place for traditional, but there's also a place for doing things a little bit different. And if that's what we need to do to make sure that our kids get what they need, then that's what we need to do.